The path that I was headed on prior to coming to UP was not going to end well. I was zero working out, eating whatever I wanted, pre-diabetic. So many of those things are diet and weight related. This is a really big deal. It's not just losing 100 pounds, which is a big deal. It became more about, can I do it? Am I one of those people who can make this change or not? The real wake-up call was my daughter, who was around 4 years old at the time. She would pat me on the belly and say, "Daddy, I want to have a belly like yours." And that's when I started to go, okay, wait a minute here. I am the role model. I am the vision of how she will define herself. And she's looking at me and going, this is the way a person should be. I cannot just isolate this to myself. Like, this is not just something I'm doing to myself, it's something I'm doing to my family. And I think that realization and knowing that my wife was pregnant and I had a baby on the way was motivation, at least to come in and have a consultation. When I got into the consultation, they said, so why are you here? And, I kind of made a little snarky remark like, well, my wife made me do it. Pretty quickly, the gentleman I was speaking with said, well, this has got to come from you. If you're going to do this, we're going to look at everything you eat. We're going to look at your sleep. We're going to look at your steps. We're going to be in constant contact. And so this is an immersive program, and what you put into it is what you get out of it. And that was the words I needed to hear, to be honest, because I was slowly learning that I needed to take responsibility for the way I'd been living. When I did the workout, the first workout, he kind of explained to me, the reason why we're going to work out so hard is so that you remember. It's not just, hey, this will get you better results, but the guiding principle is, when you get this result, you're going to remember how hard you worked to get here. This is where I was so grateful that I wasn't in sort of a medication or something, because having to make those decisions on my own and pay the price, ultimately, it gave me the mental strength to know that I can actually make a permanent change beyond just this, transformation. You can't wait to be 1000% motivated. You just gotta get into the consultation. You just need enough motivation to show up on that day. And then if you decide to do it, which hopefully someone in my position would, you just need the motivation to show up to your first training session. One of the unique features of UP, you are logging your steps, what you eat, making sure you're hitting your macros, your sleep, your hydration. At any time you want, you can communicate with your trainer. And in the case of Killian, I would take a photograph of what I was eating, and if it wasn't quite right, I'm gonna hear about it, and I'm gonna hear about it really soon. I know he's watching. It's not about what can I get away with. It's how can I actually get myself to do the maximum that I can do, not the minimum that I can do. And that is because of the immersive nature of the program that enables that type of mental shift. The path that I was headed on prior to coming to UP was not going to end well. The doctors were telling me that. My wife was telling me that. And this is such a drastic transformation and course correction that I've gone from someone that was resigned to live their life in this sort of slowly deteriorating fashion to someone now that I feel empowered, exuberant, strong, and alive. I feel alive. This is a really big deal. It's not just losing 100 pounds, which is a big deal, in 9 months, but it's doing so actually in a healthy way. You know, I have the strength to, you know, sometimes I bench press my daughters and we dance together, me and my daughter, all the time. And just this sort of visceral life force that's been released in me. You know, I'll just give you one silly example. My daughter and I, Parker, she's 5 years old, so we're going through Netflix and some movie poster popped up. Some action movie and with a movie star, I don't remember exactly, with some serious muscles too. Parker goes, "That looks like Daddy." And I was like, okay, that's not the comp I used to get. I think what's different this time is the change was created by a mental shift, a shift in mentality. And UP and Killian, they ushered me into that new mentality.